This video is sponsored by Jackery. There'll be more on that later. All right, we're just gonna pick up our dinner for the day.
Get rid of the cardboard.
Get rid of the card. The whole thing's made out of cardboard. Really? All you need is basically an X-Acto knife and a hot glue gun.
Is that right, eh?
Well, hello. More cardboard. Fine day. Fine day for cardboard hunting.
You don't think the wind's gonna blow that off, Phil?
It didn't recognize me as a vehicle. Can you believe that? The stage of the game where you think to yourself, what am I doing? So much good building material in here.
Coolest.
There you go.
I love it. It's fantastic. You know what? You should really build these for these homeless.
A whole fleet of them, right?
Yes.
Ahoy, matey! We're about to set sail! At the HMS Cardboard Bike. A trash compactor? Yeah. Alright, got a new plan. Gonna build myself something really cool. But first I gotta break some eggs. Break an egg, make an omelet. Gotta start somewhere, right? First up is this old bike that has seen better days. The back tire does not move. I need to chop this thing up. This metal chop shop! Ugh. Oh, it's got goo coming out of it. Ugh. All right, just to recap, my budget currently is at $0. I had some leftover fender washers from Princess Auto that I've been using to actually make my metal pieces stick to my axles. But besides that, I am still at $0. By $0, I've found the bikes. They were discards because they had some flat tires and stuff. So, and the metal square tubing was actually from old wire spools that I had kicking around. So I don't really have any money into it at this stage of the game, which I kind of want to keep it that way. I'm going to try to reuse as much found material as possible. I'm trying to use materials that you would be able to find if you were to just look around. A lot of this stuff is kind of like, it's waste. People discard this kind of stuff. So that's kind of the theme of this build, is that I don't really want to spend any money whatsoever on the materials. All right, after a lot of fighting with it, I have sort of a footprint on exactly how long this thing is going to be. So the idea is to have 6 feet from about here to about here behind the seat. And that'll allow most people to lay down like a bed. So this is what I've done over here, which is the axle. I've done some little bit of arts and crafts. This is the actual structure where the cabin's going to sit. And so there's a shaft in here with the sprocket and some wheels that all have to get welded together. Ultimately at the end, once there's some fine tuning, so these wheels will spin with this driven by the wheels at the front with a long chain. That is the plan. Now I just got to get the kind of like the structure, or the substructure of the actual bike together, and then so it's going to basically go off this part here and go over to there. I figure that's most likely easier said than done, but we're going to give it a try. Well, I'm at the point now where I want to mount the bicycle to the shelter frame, and I didn't really have an idea how to do this. I've never done this before, so I kind of, used my brain. Everything's figure-outable if you've got enough time. What I did was actually shot a laser from the back of the shelter to the front, and I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a laser plumb bob, and basically what I've done is I've lined this sprocket up with this sprocket in order to give myself like a one-to-one. And what that's going to do is once I pedal this guy forward, it's going to turn this sprocket. And then when I'm going to take this sprocket is actually going to take another piece of bicycle chain and connect it to the rear sprocket, which is going to turn my drive wheels. Right? Makes sense, right? And if I go from big sprocket to little sprocket, I get more torque. If I go from big to big, I get no real change in gearing. So what I want to do here is actually I'm going to go from big, I don't know, it looks like it's a big to a little bit small, so I'm going to have a little bit of reduction, a little bit more torque, and then what I'm going to do from there is go from big to small, which is going to give me a little easier to pedal. I won't go as fast, but I think once I have everything loaded in this thing, I want to have a lower gear in order to actually propel myself forward easier, but actually having to turn the wheels a little quicker. So that's my plan. It should work. You know what? You can always just cut it off and redo it. We off the chain now. Look it, we got a chain. I've come to realize that the newer style bikes don't have a master link. Did you know that? The master link is the little thing that actually couples these things together so you can take them apart. So the only way to really take them apart is to grind the little thing off and then pull it apart. So I've got a couple of chains now, although they've seen better days. They don't really want to bend, so I'm going to work that out maybe. Got some penetrating oil to get that all worked out. Can't blame it. It's old, it's rusty. You can tell. It's just tired, right? Everything gets tired when it's old. Needs a little bit of lubrication. Come on, move! Have like a little bath of penetrating oil. But anyways, you get the idea. So we've got a couple of chains. We've got one chain, two chains, and then the idea is to connect the back sprocket to the front sprocket. All right, we got it all welded up. We got this thing pretty much as loose as it's gonna get. We lubed it up. So the moment of truth is we gotta turn this and see if it spins. Yeah. It's not really designed for speed. It's designed for transportation. I think that works pretty good. I've got to now try to take this thing outside and give it kind of like a test run to see if it'll actually, like, I can pedal it and make sure it moves before I go any further. Hey guys, before we get too deep into this build, I want to talk to you today about our sponsor. It's the Jackery Explorer 3000 Pro. And what's really cool about this pack is that it's portable. But the other thing about this pack is it doesn't have to be. You can store this thing in your home and hook it up to your house. Hook it up to your house, you say? Well, yeah, they have a new accessory on their website. It's a transfer switch, and it eliminates all that scary stuff with backfeeding and whatnot. So anyways, it's on their website. The link will be in the description below if you want to have a transfer switch hooked up to the Jackery Explorer Pro. Now, a lot of people out there will be worried about having a lithium-ion battery in your home. Well, this thing has the industry-leading safety. So it's safe to use in your home, store in your home, or in your garage, or wherever you like to store stuff. With the Jackery Explorer, it's now even easier to control with the smart app that's on your phone. You can either control it while you're at home or when you're away. There's a couple ways to charge the Jackery. You can either charge it by plugging it into the wall, traditionally with its cord, or you can charge it using your car with a 12-volt DC adapter. You can also charge it with solar, which is very convenient when it's sunny out. One of the best qualities when it comes to a battery pack is quietness. Everybody's heard those loud gasoline generators humming away. These things are virtually silent, under 30 decibels when they're fast charging, which is incredibly quiet. The other great thing about having a battery pack on hand is its long-term storage of power. Say you don't need it right now, you can always charge it up, put it in your closet. In the event of an emergency, you know you have power stored up for emergency use. Say you have sensitive electronics and you want to protect them. This thing can be used as an uninterruptible power supply. It does an automatic switching to power your sensitive devices in under 20 milliseconds. Jackery stands behind their product. They have a 3+2 full warranty, so in the event of something going wrong, they're gonna stand behind your product and help you out. One of the other things I really like about the Jackery Explorer is its ability to be used in extremely cold weather. I've had this thing on the back of a sled in -20 temperatures, and this thing has performed flawlessly, which can't be said for a lot of other battery packs. Chances are they get cold and they stop working. You don't have to worry about that with this Jackery pack. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tour of the front of this pack, because if you're using it on the run or in your car or portable, you wanna know what you can plug into this thing. So at the start of it, you got your DC 12-volt adapter, which allows you to plug in the legacy devices like your cigarette lighter adapters and car chargers and stuff like that. Then you've got over here your USB ports, which has got the USB-A, which there's 2 ports there, that also comes with 2 of the fast charging 100-watt USB-C ports. Over here you've got 4 connections to plug in your AC devices. You can power stuff like up to 3,000 watts. and it's got 3,000 watt hours of capacity, which is crazy. And then over here you have a 30 amp prong, which allows you to plug in an RV plug, which I'm going to get a little bit more into that thing. So this is the RV plug right here, which allows you, it's a 3-pronger, so it's still 120. And what you do is you plug it in to this guy here. It's upside down. So let's plug it in here, and that allows you to access more of the features of this pack. So that is now plugged in and is powering the transfer switch, which will allow the shop to be powered by the Jackery pack. So everybody knows everybody knows that you got too many cords in your life. So this allows you to essentially power your entire household by using your Jackery pack. All right, so this is the new accessory that Jackery is selling on their website. This is the manual transfer switch, and it comes pre-wired to work seamlessly with the Jackery Explorer packs. Now, so we can look at this thing. We got a standard 30 amp RV port plugged in here, which allows you to plug your transfer switch to your Jackery pack. And we look inside here, we have our toggle switches, which allows us to control different circuits throughout our house. And then it's controlled or protected by a breaker. We also, up here, we have a watt meter, which shows you how much your household appliances are drawing through the transfer switch. So the way this works is, say there's a power outage. You would come in here, you would look at what you wanted to power, and you would switch on the device. So it allows you to power your household devices without having the dangers of backfeeding into the system. Now that's a lot of mumbo jumbo for essentially meaning that this is a safe way to power your home. So you have a qualified electrician install this transfer switch, and then all you have to do is plug it in like a cord. And the great thing about it is once you have this thing set up, you don't have to have cords running throughout your house or your shop in order to power all your devices. You would just use the circuits that you designate with the transfer switch in order to power those devices. So if you guys are looking for a power pack that you can take on the road with you and then also seamlessly integrates into your house, be sure to check out the Jackery Explorer 3000 Pro and then pick up the accessory, which is the manual transfer switch that you can get installed in your home, and then you can have seamless power at home and on the go. Let's get back to the build. Okay, so we got pretty much the whole frame done. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to the flooring structure. Now, normally I would probably sheet this with like 5/8 plywood or a 3/4 inch plywood, but that's probably going to be a little bit too heavy, too thick. So what instead I'm going to use is some a little bit of a dumpster find, which is styrofoam. This is 2-inch structural styrofoam, we'll call it, because what I'm going to use it as is a sort of a spacer / insulation. It's going to go on the floor here and allow the sprocket to turn, and also servicing. So if you want to grease your sprocket, you can get inside from the, well, you can get at it from the inside. You just pull the panel off and away you go. So that's what I'm going to do, is put a bunch of spacers here, and then I have some underlay, which is about 3/8 of an inch thick. It's really, really, really light. It happened to be off of an old crate. I'm sticking with my budget of nothing, and I think that'll work. Just got to figure out a way to stick it down. But I'm going to put a piece on top, so I'll probably screw it through the whole thing into the metal pipes once that's in place. All right, now we're getting somewhere. We've got a nice floor, nice place to lay down. It was pretty easy to do. It's actually, it's not as hard as you would think it would be because it's got that styrofoam underneath it. It's well supported. I ended up taping down the edges because I couldn't get the screws in, and I put some spray foam underneath there to stick it down, so it's kind of like a solid floor. And then I'll probably put some other coating on top of this guy to make it easy to clean, or just remove altogether and just kind of shake it out like a carpet. I think that's where I'm gonna go. But like I can fit quite comfortably. I go kitty corner, lay down, full extension. If I didn't have shoes on, I'd fit perfectly. But yeah, this is the footprint. Oh, quite comfortable. All right, let's work on the walls. So much good building material in here. That's cool. Actually. Oh. Holy moly, it's it's like Christmas Day in here. There's all sorts of boxes. This might work. That might work. I think it's important when you're looking for cardboard is to find a dumpster that actually has dry cardboard, because you don't really want a wet cardboard to start off with. So this has got a nice little roof on it. It did rain a whole lot the other day, so I'm on the search for some dry stuff. I've got a pretty good haul now, so anyways, that should be a good start. Well, hello. It's a fine day for cardboard hunting. Oh, more cardboard. Well, this has got water in it. I don't know. Feels like that scene right out of the right out of Star Wars, where there's gonna be like a dude come out of the water and get me. Ah! Yeah, I don't think this is suitable stuff. I think we got enough to get ourselves started. This is just a regular cardboard dumpster, so yeah, we can look at these guys. People walking by looking at me funny. A trash compactor? Yeah. My first piece of building material. It's the world's most recycled material. It's cardboard. This is a box 2 of 2 of the a shower, glass shower enclosure. So it's a nice big box. If you needed to get yourself a box, I would say like fridge boxes are excellent. Washers and dryer boxes are excellent, because they're nice and big. You get nice big panels out of it. So yeah, that's the plan. This is the majority of the building material that I'm going to use. So I'm going to try to avoid having too many joints. I want to have it kind of like this, and then I can bend it around there, and then I can glue it to the sides like that. I picked this up the other day. It's got 2 settings. When I was a kid, it just had 1 setting, burn. Yeah, Princess Auto had these little arrow things, because I got an arrow stapler and I really liked it, so I went and got an arrow glue gun. It's gotta be awesome, because it's arrow. All right, I want to see if I can get these to go around. Well, the hot glue is not working as well as I thought it was going to, so instead I'm going to use 3M Super 77, which is a spray adhesive. It says shake the can well, shaking, shake, shake, shake. And then what I'm gonna do is stick it together, basically spray both sides. Oh, that smells good. Whew. All right, so it says wait 30 seconds. I'm still shaking. And it says touch it with the back of your knuckle. Still wet. You're supposed to let it dry a little bit, and then you're supposed to press it in, and it just sticks. Magic. Magic, magic. And then what I'm gonna do is actually take my glue gun and actually just glue like permanently the sides. Maybe I go get a can of patience. Can of patience? Do they sell that? Under bonds, foils, plastics, papers, material, and cardboard. Immediate holding strength. Well, that's aggressively tacky. Well, it's time to work on the door. So what I have for that is this stuff, which is like a sort of like a foam board. And you know, hindsight, if I had a lot of this stuff, I probably would have made the whole shelter out of this stuff. This stuff's actually I found in a dumpster. It's like from I think a clothing store. It's got some jeans. We got some athletic fit. We got some straight, sits below the waist. We got some slim fit. Anyways, this is gonna be the door, and you can see it's really heavy duty, and it's also got insulating properties, which is a bonus. I actually marked this out beforehand, and I was like, I should probably make sure that it's not bigger than my panel, and actually it was, so I'm glad I didn't cut that out. So the plan is to basically set it, kind of line it up at the bottom, just like that. and trace it out and cut it. And that's pretty much gonna be as easy as the door to install. I've been crawling through this little crack for a little while. I should have probably put the door in first. All right, let's take our first look inside this thing. So, our first look. Well, as you can see, it's pretty much the definition of a shelter. It's got a roof on it. It's got four walls, and the door. It doesn't have any windows yet. I'm running into a little bit of a problem, and I think I've figured out a solution. Is this rigidity? So this big wall here is kind of, well, it's pretty much the whole thing. So it's like a 5 or 6 feet worth of cardboard that's a little bit unsupported, so it's got a little bit of a flex to it. You can see, like, when the whole thing kind of wobbles. I want to take the wobble out of that thing, and I'm thinking some like stiffener pieces. So I've done that thing on the top. I've actually bent a piece of cardboard into a triangle, and that's pretty much stopped that. So I've got a couple of these guys here, which is just a piece of cardboard that I'm going to bend into a triangle and then glue on the walls, and that's going to prevent the walls from deflecting out on both sides. So I'm going to run them, I'm not sure exactly, just kind of like halfway or 2/3 up. I've also done the same thing on the sides of the door. I've actually added a piece of that foam, styrofoam core stuff that's stiffening that. It actually doubles as a little shelf too, so the door frame doesn't distort and collapse. So I think once I glue those sides on, it'll take the little flex and the bow out of the walls. So I'm probably gonna want some light. So what I've done is I've taken this old piece of sonotube, which is also cardboard, and I'm gonna place it somewhere in the neighborhood of right there, kind of centered. And then I'm gonna trace it and cut a hole, because I wanna be able to have some light, and I think that's kind of in out of the way. It's out of the rain. Little box cutter, it should just cut it. I kind of want to be able to slide the actual sleeve inside. It gives me a little bit of more structure, and then I can glue it all in place with my glue gun. There we go. Hole. Take my sleeve, put it in there. I'm just going to give it a little bit of trim. I want to get it so it sticks inside. That's looking mighty fine. Hole, 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 hole. I feel like I put a lot of these circle windows in. That's probably because they're really cool. All right, so I got my glue gun. I'm just gonna glue the inside of the circle, and that's gonna help add some more rigidity. Circles are, you know, they're good. I think they're structural. I think it's fun glue gunning stuff because it's kind of like my welding style. It's just kind of just sticking stuff. It's probably just as structural too. Ahoy, matey! We're about to set sail! It's the HMS Cardboard Bike. This is pretty cool. So I want to cut the front a little bit, and I want to kind of model after a baseball cap. If you look at the side profile of a baseball cap, you can kind of see that there's like a brim on this thing. So the idea is to be able to sit here and pedal down the road and not get wet if it's raining. So I'm just gonna cut it out. You know, an old school hat where they actually bent the rim as opposed to like a straight one. I don't want it to be pokey like that either, because I've almost taken my eye out a couple times. It seems to be at the right height. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a trim, again with my box cutter or my X-Acto knife, and just kind of give it a little tickle. And over here, and that will get rid of that really sharp point and give myself a nice little profile at the front. Help shed some rain. I don't know if I showed this part the other day, but yeah, I created a porthole in the window, and it just kind of flips open like that. So we close it, open it, and it just flips open so you can have access to the inside airflow. Just close it like that, bada bing, bada boom, no problem. Still got to make my handle, but you know what, I'm gonna give it a couple coats on this thing of liquid rubber just to get myself started, because I got drying time in between. So anyways, let's get started on the liquid rubber. I can't help but pick off the hot glue strands. That's a little bit of paint prep I gotta do. Well, you guys are probably thinking at this point, you've created a nice little portable shelter, but it's made completely out of cardboard. And how is that ever gonna withstand the rigors of outdoor life with rain and snow and sleet and all that stuff? Well, anyways, I have a secret weapon up my sleeve, and it's a product I found out a little while ago, and I actually used it on another build, which is the sphere build, and I actually waterproofed the entire inside. I did the inside of that building, but this one I'm actually going to use on the outside, which works a lot easier whenever you're waterproofing something, is to actually work on the outside to prevent water from actually infiltrating. So what the idea behind this stuff is going to be to waterproof the entire outside of it. And it's called liquid rubber, and well, it's aptly titled because that's exactly what it is. It goes on like a paint. It's completely water soluble. It doesn't stink, which is a really good thing whenever you're applying a lot of product. So I have a couple of different colors. I have black for my accent color, and then I have green, a hunter green color that's going to allow me to coat the entire outside of this thing and to make it waterproof. I don't know how they make it water soluble and waterproof at the same time. It must be something to do with the drying process that makes it magic. I don't know. We'll call it magic. I have used it. It's tried and tested. It works. But yeah, this stuff's pretty cool. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna apply to the outside of this shelter, and basically make sure we have every little nook and cranny covered. The idea behind this stuff is to put multiple coats on it. You build up your layers. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work with the water-soluble cardboard, so I'm going to put it on really thin at the start just to kind of work up my base, and then add layers after the initial layer is waterproof, because I'm not actually painting something that is waterproof, because cardboard, as you know, when it gets wet, it doesn't really fare well. But I think the process of the curing time should work out okay, but we're gonna give it a whirl. This is kind of like it's a test, but yeah. So the idea is to coat everything, and I also have another kind of, another little product here, which is for all the seams. It's a geotextile, and what that's gonna allow me to do is actually coat all my seams, and then I'm gonna embed that into the liquid rubber, and it's going to make everything a little bit more solid. So anything like right here, just kind of embedded in, and end up there to give me a little bit more rigidity. So I think it should be good. I have never, like I said, I've never applied like a coating to a cardboard before, but you know, what's the worst that's gonna happen? It's gonna turn into a big pile of goo. Hopefully not. All right, our first coat is done. Not even tacky anymore. I had it out in the sunshine a little bit just to dry it up, and I had a fan on it too. It's actual time's probably about, I let it sit for about an hour in the sunshine, and it seems to be all solid up. I use a little bit of caulking around my edges here, just regular painter's caulking. I'm gonna go over it again with another coat, because the idea is to have multiple layers of this stuff on in order to create your watertight seal. I think it's like, it's 4 coats. 4 coats will give you like ultimate protection on this stuff. All right, we're just gonna put another coat on this thing. It'll be our 4th and final coat, which brings us to a really thick coating of waterproofing. You already see it's very solid, and it makes a cool sound. But yeah, this stuff's great for like if you have an old camper that's really leaking, you can use this stuff to pretty much waterproof it. What I'm most impressed with is actually this geotextile stuff, which is kind of like Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid for large cracks and seams. And so basically what I did was I put the liquid rubber on, and then I embedded the geotextile into the liquid rubber, and then put a coat on over top of it. And I was able to kind of like Band-Aid it up, and that gives you, like, it bridges the gap, and it also like waterproofs it. It's kind of like doing like fiberglass, but it doesn't stink, and it's really easy to use. And as you can see, my fingers are relatively clean after all of that. Just soap and water cleanup, and there's no smell to it whatsoever. All right, I don't know if you guys can see me or not. This is the plan for the floor on this this thing. Is the is polyurethane deck coating, and that's going to allow it to be pretty much waterproof. And I'm going to go up the sides a little bit. I don't want to do the walls just to limit the weight a little bit, so I'm just going to do the floor. I don't really have a bucket to put this in. So I'm just going to dump it in and spread it around. That's my plan. Anyways, the idea behind this stuff is actually you put it on really thick. It offers a waterproof coating. So that's the idea behind here. So I'm going to just work it in all the cracks because I want it to be waterproof at the end. This stuff's also very good for doing, like, if you have a porch or something that you want to renew, or like deck boards and stuff like that. This is a great product for that. I think I have enough. I just gotta push it around a bit. Get that out of there. When it's porous, it takes a little bit more to soak it in, so it's going to soak it in, but I want to seal up all the cracks. While I'm waiting for the inside floor to dry, I figured I'd put a little bit more detail on the outside of this thing because why not? I've got the time, I'm just waiting for the inside to dry. So I've got a little bit of this black, same stuff. It's the colored sealant, and what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of style. Kind of like a rocker guard in a sense. It's the same stuff, it's just black. It goes on like dark chocolate brown, and I'm gonna kind of go around the wheel wells. I'm gonna freehand it. Kind of like artistic freehand. I'm sure this is how they did pinstriping back in the day, like just kind of, you know. Actually, there's a story of a guy. The guy used to call him Jerry. He was Jerry the sign painter. That's the. He was actually Jerry the drunken sign painter, but he would use a stick with an eraser on the end of it, and he would use it as a guide to make his lines. And he would prop the stick with the eraser on it and kind of like draw perfectly smooth, straight, like pinstriping. It was quite the art. But in order to do so, he had to be about 12 beer in order to paint those lines really straight. And as a, teenager, I used to watch that guy and go, that guy's really good at painting. I am not the greatest at painting, but I try. This stuff actually goes on really, really, really nice and smooth. And it's kind of got that, you drag it. And as long as your brush has got the fines in it, it adds a really thick, nice line. And like I said, I'm freehanding this. I don't have a line or a guideline. I'm just kind of looking at see where I want to go, and I'm going there. There is no right or wrong on this. Is Bob Ross? That's a Bob Ross thing. You know what the great thing about this is you can't see both sides at the same time. So if both sides don't match, it doesn't matter. If you've ever taken a box spring apart, I know you guys have. Oh, I don't know. They have all these cool things in there, and I was like, why would I throw this thing out? It's cool. So the idea is to kind of thread it through there, and then I can lift it like that and close it like that, but it's a little too long. And also this door is made out of foam. So what I want to do is actually put a bushing on both sides and then drill a hole through it so I can kind of thread this thing in, and it'll allow it to lock. But first I got to cut it. I'm going to use these bolt cutters. It's something you probably have anyways. Okay, so there, we got a U shape. And then what I want to do is kind of put a piece of metal. What I'm going to do for that is just a little piece of just scrap sheet metal. I want to cut a square piece. I want to cut another square piece. All right, so I got two little pieces of sheet metal. What I'm going to do is glue them both sides with some hot glue. Possibly something else. I don't know. I'm going to flatten them first. That actually works pretty good. Just got to put a little handle on, a little catch on the inside, and then I can lock it. Perfect. Well, I'm working on some lighting, and I was thinking to myself, why don't I just put like a power pack in it? And so I've come to the conclusion I can put a Jackery pack in, like a Jackery Explorer 3000, and that would pretty much power anything you can throw at the thing. Normally, I would just take a normal light bulb, which is like a 120 light bulb, because it has an inverter on the pack, and it allows you to plug in just a regular light bulb. But I was thinking to myself, with that sort of thing, with the conversion from DC to AC, you're going to lose a little bit of power, and if I want this thing to last a really long time, I want to use the DC side of the pack. So what I was going to do is see if there was a thing in there, because LEDs are traditionally DC voltage. So I was like, and I just pop it open, just like that. And what's inside there is a bunch of LED bulbs, and there's probably some sort of transformer that transforms the DC to AC. But anyways, all that stuff is kind of a moot point, because what I've done is I've taken this thing, because I want this thing. I wanted that thing. All right, so what I did was I took an RV bulb, which is already 12 volts, don't have to really change anything, and I've hooked it up. And what that's going to do is going to sit in there, and that's going to be my light bulb that's going to light everything up inside this inside the shelter, which is going to be really cool because it's only 12 volts. It's going to throw off a nice little light. I'm going to hang that thing from the ceiling or just at the front, just so you have some like a reading light or like a task light for the evening. I think that'll work really well. And the good thing about the Jackery pack is you can charge it by solar. So in reality, this thing could be like a forever cabin, meaning it could power pretty much anything you throw at it, and it'll last for forever because it's got the solar panels on the roof, and it'll just trickle charge during the day, charge it up, and away you go. So that's the plan for that guy. So I'm just gonna hook that thing in the ceiling. Gotta put some tape on it, and then on the other end of it is going to be basically these guys, which is the battery terminal that hooks up to your cigarette lighter adapter, and bada bing bada boom, what you got is light. Another thing I've been finding really useful lately is these hard drive magnets. I got a whole bunch of them, and they're found in the hard drive. They I don't know, do something fancy in there, and they're very strong. They're like rare earth magnets. I find myself very attracted to them. That's the little guy you want there, which is like a crazy strong rare earth magnet. And like I said, they're found in hard drives, and if you had to buy them, they're expensive. But a lot of e-waste sites and stuff like that will have the hard drives just in them. You just gotta take it apart and find that little guy there. All right, in order to maintain my battery, I wanna have a solar panel on the roof. So I got my Jackery 100 solar panel that I'm gonna actually mount on the roof. I'm gonna zip tie it on the roof somehow, probably on the overhang a bit, just so because I don't have to really worry about waterproofing on the overhang, but I'm gonna silicone all my straps. But what I think I'd do is a cord running inside the shelter, and I can plug in my Jackery in order to maintain charge. And on a bright sunny day, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a bright sunny day today, so I should be able to actually charge up my battery, no problem. All right, so I got a bolt that goes through the panel, and then I've got a washer that's, I call it a squasher, because it's squashing the cardboard between the thing, and then I've got some silicone that's around that, and then a nut on the top which holds my solar panel firmly in place. And then I've got my through wire that goes down in here into the shelter that hooks up to the Jackery, which provides, in theory, infinite power. Another little feature I'm going to add is this little, well, it's not even really a little, it's like a giant peephole. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at me, it's a giant peephole, and the idea is to put this through the sidewall. And what I want it to do is actually be able to, when you're laying down, you'll be able to see pretty much like 180 degrees on both sides of the shelter. So when you can see if anybody's approaching, that'll be kind of cool. So I'm gonna install that on the sidewall, and then yeah, put the bedding in, and I think we're all pretty much set to go. I think, unless you guys can think of anything else we should add in this thing. But the idea behind this thing is to offer, a portable, temporary shelter and sort of transition at a very low cost to build. So that's kind of what we're going for, and I think we've achieved it so far. Just another couple of doodads and thingamabobs. Figure to equip it with some little features in case, like bicycle repair kits. This is a multi-tool from Cabela's Bass Pro Shop, so we'll throw that guy in there, in case you run a flat, perhaps some spare inner tubes, in case your tire decides to blow up, or maybe some chain oil to keep your chain greased. But like, that's the sort of stuff that should be included in this thing. Maybe a wrench or two, just in case your wheels fall off or something like that and you need to fix it. But it should be like a self-contained shelter that you can kind of, really, weather the storm, right? Because the thing's waterproof. Anyways, all right, let's get that thing, get the peephole in, and let's get the show on the road. Well, it didn't really fare the 100-kilometer-an-hour trip that well. Some of the stuff did break off, I think because I had it strapped at the top and it was kind of twisted side to side. But ideally, you build these things in place and you don't have to transport them down the road. So that rocking side to side kind of did the racking. I got like, blew a shelf and my actual magnetic strip up the top blew off, but a little bit of glue should fix it. Otherwise, like everything seems to have fared okay. Shelves up here are still back, but I had the strap at the back, so anyways, it's not that bad. I got some tape, I think I'll just fix it. All right, we're just gonna pick up our dinner for the day. Just gonna drive through the drive-thru. Hopefully I don't get hit by a car, because that would really suck. I'm sure people are looking at me funny. I don't know, is this drive-thru worthy, this vehicle? I think so. Cheeseburger! This thing's gonna notice I'm here. Cheeseburger! Uh-oh. Alright, what do I want? What do I feel like having? Is it... They're looking at me on camera. They won't accept my order. I can't order if I'm on it may not even work. Does it work? Hello?
Just order at the window.
Order at the window? Just it's because they won't take my order? Oh, I'm just driving up. I'm just driving up. They won't accept me as a vehicle. I identify as a vehicle. I got 3 wheels. Just because I don't have 4 wheels doesn't mean I don't identify as a vehicle. They're gonna deny me. They're not gonna let me eat. I tried to order at the speaker. I didn't know I was here.
Hi there.
Can I get a McDouble meal with only mustard and cheese on the burger? With a...
Just a sec. Can I take that cash? Okay. So, what's the order?
Just a McDouble meal with only mustard and cheese on the burger with a Coke.
Just a sec. My screen is lagging a little bit.
That's okay, I got time.
So, you got extra?
I should put a cup holder on this thing. I really need a cup holder. Oh, okay. It didn't recognize me as a vehicle. Can you believe that? Thank you. No, I had a McDouble. Because I got out of order. They got all messed up. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Have a safe ride.
Yeah. I don't know, they got the right way. You can go. You gonna wait? I'm waiting. A little on edge, they don't know what to do. I'm driving my house around. All right, let's get back to where we're gonna go. We're gonna go visit. You know what? I think we might go visit Jim. Jim's actually in a, I think he's staying up in a hotel nearby. We're gonna go see if we can actually find him, and we're just gonna give him a call. So I'm just gonna put this stuff down. We're gonna give him a call, and then yeah, we're gonna find a place to camp for the night. All right, so we're sitting outside the hotel, and if you guys didn't watch the last video, we had a gentleman by the name of Jim, and he was our tenant, our resident in the homeless shelter that we built in the winter time. And he took up residence, and then he was there for a couple of days, and then his luck changed a little bit, and the government decided to put him up in a hotel room. So he's been there ever since. We're actually out front of a hotel where he's staying right now, and we're just gonna give him a call to see how he thinks of this. Now, he's got a pretty good gig going on, and I don't think he wants to jeopardize that sort of thing. I think he probably should stay here as long as he possibly can. But I just want to put it out there that he has the opportunity, if this changes for him, that he has the option to you know, move into this thing. It's a lot more portable. It's a lot more, you know, geared to summertime and sort of that sort of thing. So I just want to get his opinion. We're just going to make a call right now to see if he's around to come take a look at it.
Yes, Jim.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Hey. Doing okay? Who's this?
It's Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
We're just down at we're at the, I guess, the front of the hotel. I'm just wondering if you can come down. We got the new shelter is all built. We want you to just come take a look at it, take a sneak peek. Let us know how you think of it. Yeah.
Oh, you're here right now?
Yeah, we're just down at the lobby.
I can't come down right now. I'm not feeling the best. They got me on these pills for hurt myself, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break here. And I'll come down another time, but I can't make it down right now.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as are they taking care of you then?
Oh yeah, they got me laid up here, and got a nurse looking at me, and I don't know what's going on. A lot of pain, a lot of feeling good, so I don't know.
All right. Well, maybe some other time then.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, talk to you later.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, we're gonna head downtown. We're gonna talk to some people down there to see what they think of our shelter. And yeah, because I guess Jim's not available. He's not feeling the greatest, so we're just gonna head down there and go from there. He's gonna turn around and attack me.
Get the second door.
I want to get paint so the door doesn't shoot. The door's open. Good.
Thanks for letting me look at your.
Oh yeah, no problem.
He made it, so he knows everything about it. I'm just trying to film.
It's just basically cardboard, and then that thing. So if you want ventilation, you just open it, and that's a couple of nails holding it together.
Does it leak?
Doesn't. It's completely waterproof. It's got a product called liquid rubber on it, and it goes on like paint. You put like 4 coats on it, and it's waterproof. You'll find it. So yeah, have a look through it. Let me know what you think. I got $10 gift cards to Tim Hortons. If you want to tell me your opinion on what I should change, what do you like about it? All you need is basically an X-Acto knife and a hot glue gun.
Is that right, eh?
Yeah.
That's just like awesome.
You like it?
Yeah,
So here,
insulated, that's it.
do you want to be on camera telling me that?
Fine,
Sure.
I'll go on.
Okay.
I'll go on camera.
There you go. Here, I'm gonna give you this as payment. All right, there you go. So come on, take a tour. You can take a look inside. You got the window up there that opens up for ventilation. Got a little magnet, hold it up.
Maybe the screen.
Screen, so
The
the
screen.
mosquitoes don't get you.
The screen and insulation.
Funnel pisser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, so like just outside the wall.
Somewhere you can go for a piss.
Stand up, take a leak outside the wall.
You know what I mean? Just,
Yeah.
People don't see it pissing, but you can piss.
That's
anyway,
right. We'll just have like a drain tube at the bottom.
Exactly.
That makes sense. A little taller, a little wider.
I make the tires bigger for sure.
Yeah.
Cause I get those big 5-fucking tires.
Yeah. It's the easiest $10 you'll make today. Okay, here. You agree to be on camera?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay.
Here you
Well, okay, cool.
So I want you to just have a look. Let me know what you think of it, and tell me what I think I should. What you think I should improve.
Well, get rid of the cardboard.
Get rid of the card. The whole thing's made out of cardboard, though.
Oh shit.
How would I get rid of the cardboard? It's actual made out of cardboard.
Okay, well you gotta have it so.
I gotta make it prettier.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Different color, red.
Well, you don't like green?
I
But what
do
if it
like
was
green. I do like red.
I could make it red, but it would stick out like a sore thumb. You
But
think?
what about the rain when it rains?
This thing is completely waterproof. That's what the coating. That's what the green and black coating is. It's completely waterproof. So it's
Wow.
used as cardboard. So it's all free material. but then it's waterproofed using liquid rubber.
Right. Good idea, but should start selling these to
Why
the
would I
homeless.
sell them? Why
Why
wouldn't I just make them give them away? They don't cost me anything.
Well,
It's so I just made a cardboard.
well, that's nice.
I should start making them in the square, right?
Right, and then you know what? People can benefit from this.
It's actually pretty size. Yeah, I'm small enough.
It's got to be a little bit longer, eh?
Yeah, a little bit longer. And you don't think the wind's gonna blow that off, Phil?
No, that won't go anywhere. That took 100 km/h wind on the way here.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm open for suggestions on what to change. What do you like about it? So the whole thing's built out of cardboard and waterproof, so it's extremely light.
And
It's an old bike.
that keeps that hydrated the whole time?
Yeah, so there's a
As long as you have
turbocharge on the
sunlight,
roof.
right?
Yeah,
Is it enough
sunlight.
to keep it going for the whole night?
Oh
though?
yeah, easily.
Yeah.
There's it's a 12-volt light over there.
You got everything basically you need. Everything else is luxury.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's basic needs.
and then you got your ventilation. So in the summertime when it's too hot,
yeah.
somebody turn that the wrong way.
Yeah.
So there, and
As
then
long as you got airflow, it's just
I like is the simpler the better.
right.
And you've got it, it's all one piece, so that's the simpler the better, right?
Yep.
You've eliminated the whole back wheel,
Mhm.
so none of that will get damaged or malfunction and stop you on your road. I do like how tall it is, because when you're inside these small things and trying to live and function, you have to get dressed every morning.
Right.
And you have to, you can't really stand up.
So
if you can go on 2 knees
Yeah.
and get dressed,
Yeah.
that's like your best you can do. You can do this in this one almost, right?
yeah.
And
Well,
get
yeah. You
dressed.
always make it taller.
That's the
You're only
hard
limited
part.
to how big your
Yeah.
box is.
Yeah.
them two look a little prettier. Yeah.
A little prettier.
Yeah.
So you're thinking more aesthetic
Yeah,
slots.
that's right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
More aesthetic, like maybe paint the inside, make it a little
Yeah,
brighter. Or
yeah,
something?
yeah. Paint the inside, make it look fair.
Yeah.
Paint the inside.
Well, I built this sort of like
Yeah.
for function
Okay.
as opposed to as a like over form, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like it's pretty, or it's not as pretty.
Yeah.
But I wanted to not spend any money.
Well, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, so if you can get paint that, if you can get the paint like.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure if I looked hard enough, I
Yeah.
could probably find free paint.
Oh, you
right?
you probably pre-paint. Look, hard. You probably pre-paint for the paint.
Yeah.
For the paint this and this, you probably pre-paint looked hard enough.
Oh yeah.
Because there's certainly free. Sometimes there's free paint around.
Oh yeah, on the side of the road you can.
Well,
free
well,
paint,
you
right?
can probably pre-paint on the side of the road, and then you can paint. You can
Yeah.
paint this and paint that a little bit better.
Yeah, make it look prettier.
Yeah, make it a little bit prettier. Yeah, make it a little prettier.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, thank you
Yeah.
very much for your
Yeah,
input.
yeah, that's good. That's good. That's
Thanks a lot.
good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's the power bank. So you can have like 110, or
Yeah.
you can have DC.
Phone shit.
Well, Jackery, like you can get a smaller one than that. Probably like $500-600 for that one. But that one's got like a solar panel, so it charges. It's charging right now, actually.
$500-600 and it's all
And,
just
and
glue.
everything's cardboard and hot glue.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So like this is
What are you on the roof, Carter?
it's liquid rubber on the thing. So it's like a waterproofing paint. Well, right now there's no heat, but there's got a solar panel on the roof, so I'm thinking of doing electric heat. Like actually, so at the bottom, you could do like a heating pad. So you're just heating the bed as opposed to heating the air. So you feel warmth when you're in it. Ryan, here's a gift card for $10. You agree to be on camera?
I do.
All right.
I do.
So here, you can have a look through this thing. It's built completely. It's out of found parts. So there's a bike and cardboard essentially.
Awesome.
And then there's a little solar panel in there. But yeah, take a look. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I should change. You can get in if you want. You can put your backpack. Just set it out and hop in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good thinking.
There you go.
You should go over to Kitchener and I'll bet you any money.
Kitchener.
Yeah, Kitchener.
Is it bad in Kitchener? Yeah. Is it worse than here?
Yes.
Crazy.
Oh, yes. Yes, for the homeless it is worse over there.
Yeah. So what do you think the biggest problem with like the homeless community is like now?
Well, they can't afford. They can't afford to live.
Okay. So you think like
Everything's too expensive.
so more affordable housing, more
affordable housing. You know, even the low income, it should be going up.
yeah.
The cost of living goes up. Why not them low income go up?
Right.
Right?
So like have like a base, like basically disability or welfare should go up with the cost of living.
Yeah, I'm on disability for over 30 years. I only have 1 year, and I have my disability, but it's tough out there.
Yeah.
It's
No, I-
tough to survive.
Well, I've been feeling it in the groceries. You buy food, like your 50 bucks doesn't go far anymore.
I know. Like you used to go to the grocery store and get $100 worth of food. And,
You couldn't carry it.
walk
You
out.
couldn't carry it though.
Exactly.
Now you're like
Now it's
100
like
bucks. Yeah, what I
100
get?
bucks, 2 little bags.
Yeah,
Well, I'm good for a week, and then what happens after that,
it's
right?
wild, absolutely wild.
But you know what? That is just fantastic.
Well, this is designed as
and it's solar.
There is a solar panel on it. There is a battery inside, so like you can take a look inside.
Right.
So there's solar inside. It's
So
actually
how about, like,
you can go in if you want.
really, eh?
What are you guys under on YouTube?
Kevin builds.
The coolest.
There you go.
I love it. It's fantastic. You know what? You should really build these for these homeless.
A whole fleet of them, right?
Yes.
Maybe it's gonna happen. We gotta see how this does.
Like, if I can help in any way,
Well, it's if you
I'll
know how to
help
cut
you.
cardboard. That's all
Well-
you gotta do.
you know what? And you know what? I can get this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm always on Amazon, on
yeah,
my sister's Amazon.
yeah,
So cardboard boxes,
yeah.
I will start saving them for you. She
But
give me-
I don't think I have any shortage of cardboard, but I appreciate the offer.
This is cool. Now we just need a pillow, comfortable pillows.
Yeah.
And this is the home for the night.
There you go.
Yeehaw!
Perfect fit.
Right. So get this out to the city, the politicians, and maybe, because you know what? This is shelter right here. Right? Shelter is everything to people.
Yep.
This is great.
Talk about politics.
Do you want to talk about politics instead?
Yeah.
Well, how about you give me your input on this thing, and then we can talk about politics. So I'm looking for feedback on the build, if it's functional. Is this something that you guys need?
Well, I don't need, but somebody else.
Somebody else need, right?
Somebody that's less privileged than myself.
Okay.
Or somebody that's handicapped. that's
Yeah.
all.
Oh, handicap. You think a handicap? This would be good for them?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because
So
it's
right now,
yeah.
at least it's sturdy and
Yeah.
it's durable, and next after that, before we had the tents down here.
Yeah.
That was
Well, this thing,
disappointing.
the idea behind this is that it's portable, so they can't really say anything. It's like you're just riding your bike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It does look like a Dickie D kart, doesn't it?
So you just cut your bike, at the back?
Yeah, I cut my bike and I took the back tires and made an axle and then changed the sprocket. You can make it easier to do, but
So that's what I was trying to figure out, the way I try to do for my wagon.
yeah.
Because I want to do it about, I want to have it a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
right? And a little bit higher.
Little
So
bit-
I
little
want
bit-
to be able to walk into it.
Yeah,
I want to be able to walk into it. I want to be able to sit on the couch.
Yeah.
And just have the couch as a bed.
yeah.
And then have the fucking TV and a dresser.
Isn't that like,
He's heavy, might have pop out.
no.
That's perfect, bro.
Yeah.
Isn't that
That's
cool?
perfect, yeah.
It's a little short.
It's a little short. I can make it a little longer, I think.
Where do I know you from?
You might know me from somewhere. YouTube?
YouTube. Are
Yeah.
you the bearded wizard?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh my lord, yeah.
How's it going?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, no, this is great, man. This is like, yeah.
They want to know now how you
Spacious?
how you're sleeping.
He's a little
he's
tall.
a little long.
A little tall.
Get
I'm a little tall, but yeah.
Just bend your knees.
Well, you got the
Perfect,
fetal
bro.
position. Crawl up like a,
But no,
like.
you Go on, Kathleen, you
And
get
that's a lot of
it.
cardboard.
Show us. Did you say this has a plug-in too?
Yeah, you can plug in line voltage.
Because we was on about thinking
do, I want
as
you
well.
to do.
Okay.
Folks, you can carry a lot of weight, too.
Well, this is an old bike trailer.
They carry a lot of
Yeah.
weight, right? Like,
Yeah.
probably like 400 pounds you could put in here, no problem.
Yeah,
Easily, right?
yeah. Basically a chopped bike. So I
Oh,
took
okay, that
behind the
works.
seat, I cut it off, and then there was like just metal
Yeah,
square
yeah.
tubing, square tubing from a wire spool that I just welded together.
So
You could pull-
and your turning radius is okay?
The turning radius sucks.
Okay.
Backing up is good.
Yeah. No, that's what I was gonna ask
Going
you.
straight
I've
is
been through
okay.
it, yeah.
Yeah. No.
I've had trailers before, not this extent, but that's the one thing when you're
Yeah.
the whole steering thing stability, you're gonna fall over.
Well, this thing you're not
Yeah.
going to fall over. 'cause
That looks
it's-
very sturdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the tricycle portion makes it very
that's
sturdy. It's
that's
just
perfect.
turning.
I've never thought of that. That
Turn-
works.
Yeah. The turning.
Yeah,
doesn't
this
work.
is. You got something here.
And this guy is just magnet, so you can close ventilation.
Yeah. I'm sure you're gonna get people saying, "Oh, it looks horrible." It doesn't matter what it looks like. It does its job.
That's right.
You know, it serves its purpose. Who cares what it looks like?
Yeah.
You know.
That's what Ralph needs.
Function over form.
Good
right?
luck, buddy. I hope this thing flies. You got my vote.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Ralph
Cheers.
needs a big
Thanks for your time.
overhaul
No worries.
everywhere.
That's
Yeah?
awesome.
Where it came up, you know where.
We should get the mayor out here, right?
Oh, he's too busy.
Like purposely make it the same size of a
Same
car.
size of the car. Then you can take a parking spot every night, different parking spot.
Right.
And then they can't kick you out of where you are, right?
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, there's a light. If you look inside, you can see. Well, you go around the other side.
Who owns this thing? You?
I own this thing.
Oh, I love it.
You love it?
Oh, it's the best thing you could ever imagine. This is better than the war homes. My
Really?
mother raised 10 children in a war home.
Right.
2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
I work on a ship.
Yeah.
Okay. The small room that I have when I go to the United States or on any ship,
Yeah.
I'm a chef with Algoma.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm becoming a captain in next week. The thing is, I lived in a small quarters of a room.
Yeah.
Okay. Television, whatever you need. But the thing is, this is the way to go. It's on wheels. You can travel with it. It's homemade.
This stuff doesn't go
And
to the
listen,
landfill.
you can make this in any recycled thing.
Well, it's made of cardboard, right?
Now I grew up with the grain in this, okay? The grain will
So
not
made of
go
cardboard.
through this, right?
No. Well, that's waterproof.
Now, warehouse times houses, they do work.
Yeah.
Okay? My mother raised 10 children. I come from an apple orchard, and I raised
That's the most
on a
expensive
farm.
part of it, like 500
Now
bucks.
this can
Probably
go
gets you
anywhere
set up,
with
but
it.
that gives you
You
line
look at the
voltage,
prices
too.
of
So if you
camper
wanna hook up,
trailers
like,
right
a
now,
heating
these little
blanket,
mini go things.
at
I
that
camp all the
time,
time
or
out at Rock Point
any kind
Provincial
of
Park,
daytime
30
lighting.
years. This is
Or
excellent,
evening
but what
lighting, if you
it
wanna
needs
have a-
to have the perks allow you to allow it in, because the campers
I'm
now are going
looking
out
for
of
solutions.
a date. Certain
You're helping
campers
the
aren't allowed
landfill
in.
side not get
But
filled
if
up
you,
too.
even wood, you make pallets, you know, free pallets.
Yeah.
So
You might
you
look-
take 4
So
pallets and
how
make a
much
roof.
would
This is genius.
Pretty much the cost
It's just a
of the
smart
solar
idea.
setup,
Yeah.
because
And
everything else
3
is
pallets, you
like
make
it's
4
all
or 5 of
cardboard
them. This is I do construction things. I just
So
love
if
this
people
idea.
don't-
Bless
so
you, dear.
people donated
Yeah,
like
give her-
that.
Before you go,
Yep.
do you agree to appear on camera? This is a $10 gift card to Tim Hortons. Looks like
Sure,
it's
dear.
your fan. There you
I'm
go.
a personal support worker. I'm
There you-
helping this lady. I'm looking for donations right now. The mission's empty. We need everything. We need tents. We need pots, pans. I'm helping her. This lady, God bless her
Hi,
with me.
Wendy.
Bless you
Hi.
all. Thank you. Great idea.
Thank you very much. Well, you can check out my other build on Kevin Builds on YouTube.
Oh,
I built
Kevin Builds.
Kevin
I
Builds.
watch everything on there because
Well-
you know the guy that in the woods way up in
I'll
the
be back
Arctic,
later.
he had that time where he built all his own things.
Yeah.
And you're bringing this back to a new generation where they had a tent here all winter.
Look up Kevin
Well,
Builds.
they should have a tent here all winter
This
in
is
the city.
absolute
Sorry to
nonsense.
say.
I'm
This is
not-
great.
I'm not.
Let them move on with it.
I do
They'll
have a
go
home,
somewhere
but I
with
do
it,
a
right?
lot of
Travel.
voluntary work.
Will it fit onto the
Just
bike
1 second here.
path?
I just
Should be wide enough
I
for the
have,
bike path on the highways.
Yeah.
Safety. Bless you. Thank you.
Trap doors in the floor.
Okay.
Where they keep their other things like pots and
Yeah.
cups and stuff like that. Another thing you could do is maybe put like a sink or something that
Yeah.
a fold down sink.
Yeah.
That because
Just
when
like
you
a wash
fold it up,
basin or
it's
something.
flat. And
Well,
then
you could just
fold
put it on the
down.
outside, so you keep all the water
Or that you
right
could
outside.
fold it out.
Or like a
too.
water
That
collection
would be
system
good.
on the roof. Like
You could do a fold out thing here, and then
Yeah.
you have this sink fold out of your door too.
like an awning. Yeah,
it would
just
be
everything.
really
yeah.
good. It
Well, the
is a
sky's the
good
limit when
job.
you got cardboard, right?
Yeah, is this epoxy paint?
This
or-
is liquid rubber.
liquid rubber.
So
okay,
it's
so
it's
just as
essentially
good, eh?
you paint it on and it makes anything you paint on a waterproof.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like 4 coats.
I make bike trailers myself. I've got one on the go. My second one I made out of the kids' trailers.
Yeah.
It was all torn up in the garbage, so I cut all the fabric off. Right now, all I've got is the 3 pieces of plywood, 2 on each side. That
Yeah.
folds up and 1 on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then I've got to just make the rest from there. And what I do for the trailer hitches
Yeah.
is I take a stunt pig
Yeah.
and I'll hold it in the drop saw for metal.
Okay.
And I cut it out big time, and then I'll put it on a vise and hammer it with a sledge so it's flat a bit.
Yeah.
And you drill a hole, and you got a wicked trailer hitch.
Nice.
Like
Okay,
really
yeah,
good,
yeah.
super strong.
Yeah, so it's like
trailer.
hardened steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, but it's a lot. I feel it's a lot stronger than those little aluminum pieces. That,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I guess those are kind of designed for like, you know.
Whatever. Yeah.
Carton here.
Yeah. Well, you can put your kid in them too, but I've never seen any other design.
Well, this thing's like I designed it to be super light and super like anybody can kind of do it, right?
Yeah, you did a good job. Other people are using those plastic signs. You
Well,
know
that's
what I mean?
what this is
That-
foam core, right? So
Yeah,
this is
foam
from
core,
like
yeah, that's
like Mark's Warehouse.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't paint it, because I was like, you can show the jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got good jeans, man.
Why paint it on the inside when you can tell where it's like, reused and rebuilt? Right? It's awesome.
It's actually geotextile. It's like a fabric.
Yeah, the back was on.
Yeah, you put it on and then you like drywall taping.
Yeah, okay. So it's like the same stuff you used up here.
Yeah, well that's a piece of cardboard, like a drip edge, so when you have the door closed.
The stuff you used up here is the same as on.
Yeah, it's just a different color.
Yeah.
Start making them.
Well, that's the plan. I was just kind of working out the kinks to make sure everything works as it should.
Kind of like the little shacks they had, or the fishbone shipping containers, and they kind of scrapped that idea.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did, but I think it was because of the communal bathroom deal.
Okay.
I'm not sharing my bathroom with 12 other homeless people. I'm sorry.
No. Well, he was suggesting like a funnel at the side.
Well, it's either that or you get primitive and you just go outside, do your business, and bury it, like you go camping, right?
That's the idea.
Yeah.
I think my toilet paper ran away.
Like there's no problem with taking a crap in the woods and burying it.
So there's my
animals crap in the woods and they don't clean it up, right?
There's my toilet paper right there.
Well, yeah.
I got my dude wipes over there.
Have you tested it out in the winter?
So I built another winter one, and people were saying it was too heavy. It was made of old garage door panels, so they're already insulated. If you look up Kevin Builds on YouTube, you can actually see that.
But after a while, you get built up resilience to it.
Here you go. Here's your.
Oh yeah.
I carried around a 200-pound backpack last year, so that ain't nothing to me.
Well, that thing had skis, like old downhill skis.
Okay.
And you would just pull it, and
I carried that thing like a champ.
Yeah. Oh, well, this thing was a little bit more permanent. It opened like.
But this is a good idea. I don't care what anyone says. It fills a need, and I don't care how tacky they think it is. It's like, have you ever been homeless in your life?
I made it a little fancier, like I added some, some structure and some detail.
Well, either way, it's still
thinking like
it serves a purpose, and it's not a stupid one.
Mattresses out of milk bags.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen them where they braid it together.
I want to do that because I'm saving them up.
Yeah, wow. This is just packing material. So like I was basically making anything I could find that was free.
DIY,
right? Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I wish there was more of them.
It's awesome. I just built a house in my house with my kids of cardboard.
Okay.
Here. Okay.
We got to do logistics. So you agree to be on camera. Here's your compensation for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do a lot of voluntary work through Guelph, and I enjoy working with these homeless and needy people. They need more things like this, especially now because they're all going to be getting kicked out of the hotels soon. And I volunteer at the Mission and the health centre down there. I set up a craft room, I help in the free store, and we need all the resources that we can get there. We are in desperate need of clothing, cosmetics, hygiene products for them, and they all need help. Nobody ever knows if they are going to be in the same position as all these people is in.
Where can they go to help? Is there an easy place where people can donate or donate?
They can donate straight
money?
to the church, straight down to the church, which come after April the 28th. It will only be open Wednesday to Sunday, 12 p.m. till 7 p.m. They will take any donations for us in clothing and stuff. They're still going to provide one meal a day, which is unfortunate because there's going to be no meals for them at lunchtime. But the services that they have in that church are phenomenal. It's just a shame that they've lost the funding for it, but come on Guelph, let's give them all we can.
Thank you.
I think that worked out pretty good. Got a lot of valuable input, got a lot of insight on exactly what needs to be done. So yeah, we're heading for our overnight now. We're gonna head out of downtown, probably find a quiet place to park this thing overnight. And we'll see how she fares in the dark.
No brakes?
Brakes work. Doesn't steer very well. This is like the easiest transportation ever. Next time I gotta make the gearing a little bit better. I'm pedaling a lot for the distance I'm going. You pushing me?
Notice about this thing, it certainly makes people smile. A lot of people are like looking and smiling, so it's receptive. I don't know if I'm because I'm smiling at them or if they're smiling at me. I don't know, or if I look ridiculous going down the road like this. All right, well, it's time to find a nice quiet place to kind of camp out. Back to my old stomping grounds near the river. It's actually quite it's a quite nice ride. It's kind of like riding, I would say, like in a limousine, because the wheel space is so far apart. It's kind of like, it's just like a smooth, like a low ride and smooth. It doesn't take much to get it pedaled, especially when you're on a downward incline. You just kind of coast, and it just kind of hops. It doesn't even need any suspension. It's so it's nice. I could probably, if I could do it again, I don't exactly know how I would do it, but like a gearing ratio, so I could actually have gears in it. I think it'd go real fast, but I don't know how fast I really want to go. Works pretty good. Maybe make it a little taller so I don't have to bend over, but it's kind of like you're in that, you know, that fast biking position. I don't know, there's a couple things I'd probably make different if I did it again, but you know what? It's working so far. So far, so good. I'm pretty impressed with the way it's working. But yeah, this is pretty. It's a nice spot. You see all the park goers just walking by, staring at you, kind of like, what you got there? I tell you one thing, she turns like a bus. She kind of crab walks. I don't know how you fix that, probably with a trailer, but yeah. It's a nice day for a cruise. All right, well, we're to our final location. This is actually a little bit more my style, kind of close to the river. We kind of went off downtown by the creek, and then we followed the creek until we get to about this location here, and it's good because what happens is the actual road noise is drowned out by the babbling creek. It's kind of the final resting place for this evening. But I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of a tour of the completed shelter, because you can still kind of hear the traffic. So I'll give you a little bit of the tour of the shelter itself, because I didn't give you guys all of the features of it once everything was completed. So anyways, we're gonna start at the front. This is an old Raleigh Matterhorn mountain bike, which is basically I chopped off behind the seat and then I welded on a couple of pieces of metal, and that was essentially my my frame of the build. And then I added the sprocket that I removed from the back, and I added it, and it allows me to have rear propulsion. And then what I did was I took a bunch of extra cardboard laying around that I had, and I started gluing everything together. I used a hot glue gun and glue sticks and glued everything together. And then once the shell of the thing was completed, I added a piece of foam core, which is an old sign from a retail store. And basically it was like arts and crafts the entire time. And I was able to kind of shape everything as I went, and glue it all together like that. And then once that was done, I took the structure that I had and used a product called liquid rubber and coated the entire thing. I put like 4 or 5 coats on this thing, and basically made it all waterproof. And anywhere there was a seam, there's a product called the geotextile that liquid rubber sells, that I bridged all the gaps, and that allows to basically fill all the gaps and all the holes with the product. So once that's done, we pretty much have an airtight, watertight box, and that allows us to keep dry in the event of rain. So anyways, this is the door. What I did was actually used an old box spring, so it gives me a little latch so I can open and close that latch. Not a problem. I also fitted it with a ventilation door, which basically pivots in and out, or open and closed. So if you want ventilation, you open it, and if you want, you can have it closed. And then if we go inside here, we've got the features in it. And well, we got some dude wipes over there, so you gotta do your business. Again, this is built for necessity and not necessarily for, you know, aesthetics. I'm gonna take my shoes off because it's clean in here. So actually, what's great about that actually the back door of the shelter is that it acts like a seat. It's at the right height that once you kind of crawl into it, you can just sit down and lay it. So I've equipped it with a what does that called? A sleeping bag. And under that I have this high density foam that was in a package. I can't even remember what it was, but it was laying around, and it's actually quite comfortable. And I've also got the long suspension, which allows you to kind of not have that hard bump. Okay, so in here I've got some shelving. This shelving doubles up as structural integrity. So any kind of add angles and corners and stuff like that, it adds to the structural integrity. I also outfitted the walls, which was a really big wall with a triangle piece of cardboard here, and that allows it to have some rigidity so it doesn't bounce in and out. On the underside, I used some, I think it was like some sort of really thick cardboard that was like a circle, and I cut it, and that was the ribs. So there's 4 ribs holding up the roof, which is a double layer of cardboard. And what do we got over here? Well, at the front, we've got our porthole, which allows us to have you know, fresh air coming in. We have a magnet that holds it up and open when you want to, and then when you want to close it, you just close it, just like that. As you can see, it's not perfectly sealed, so it does let some air in, which is good. Here we have the Jackery Explorer 1000. What can I say about this? This thing's been awesome, actually, all day. We started at 58% power, and we had the solar panel on the roof, and it was just trickle charging a couple hours today when we were downtown, so I had some full sun. It's got a 12-volt light powering that thing, just hooked up through a cigarette lighter adapter, which is the DC voltage. That will power that light for a really, really long time. I don't even think it registers. Well, it says it's using 4 watts, which will last a really long time. So this guy here, the Jackery Explorer 1000, is I would say it's like a mid-grade pack, so like a mid-size pack. It's kind of perfect for this application because it's light. I think the Explorer 3000 pack would be a little overkill for this sort of shelter, because it well, I don't know if it could take it, because you kind of want to have it really lightweight, and that thing's built for it's built for powering those kind of high drain devices. And in here I essentially have a light, so yeah, so that's why I got that one here. So anyways, you can, if you guys are looking to power a shelter like this, you could actually look at Jackery's full line of power packs and you know, pick the one that's suited best for your application. That's the one I picked. So anyways, over here we got some hand sanitizer wipes. We got some over there. We got some hand sanitizer wipes. We've got multi-tool. This is like a multi-tool in case the bike breaks down. This is from Cabela's Bass Pro. It's kind of like one of those Swiss Army knives thing. I included that in there just in case I need to replace, you know, a lug nut falls off, or I need to put the chain back on the bike or something like that. Up here we've got a dual purpose. This was actually, when I was first putting the walls up, I was actually holding the walls together, and I said, you know what, it's already there, why does it leave it there? So it's essentially like a clothesline, so if you want to dry your jacket out, or you need, you know, more curtain or whatever like that. That's an old hockey lace, which is ice hockey lace that holds it there. And yeah, so what I did notice is that the during the travel, so I did trailer this thing to the city, and I found everything that was hot glued together. So all these seams are hot glued together, and I found anytime that the seams are hot glued together, it held up. But I used a thinner type adhesive, which is like a super glue, and it did not hold well at all. It actually came apart a lot of places, and just the racking of the thing, because it was bouncing around pretty violently on the trailer, but otherwise it had held up pretty good. So I think if you're gonna do one of these things, I think you should just pack a roll of duct tape, just to kind of, you know, in case something comes up and you spring a leak, or you know, you rip a seam or something like that, you just kind of, you know, throw some duct tape on it, and away you go. It would never hurt to have that sort of thing. And the other thing I noticed about the ambient temperature, so outside it is actually quite cool. The sun's setting, the temperature is dropping, and it's when you're in the cabin, in the shelter, you actually, it's a lot warmer than outside. Like my feet are dangling on the outside, and I can feel the temperature differential. And that has a lot to do with the actual cardboard has got basically an airspace in it, corrugated, right? Corrugated cardboard, it allows to trap a little bit of air in it, and it acts as insulation. Now, if I was to do one of these winter-wise, I would add an extra layer of cardboard on the inside, which gives me a really thick layer of dead airspace, which would keep a lot of the heat in this thing. You know, even your own body temperature would almost heat this amount of space. Well, I think that went pretty well today. I got some valuable insight on what I need to get done to the shelter in order to be like a viable solution to homelessness. You know, they should get rid of his paper straws. They don't last the journey. This is McDonald's is good when it's really. I got 2 straws. I should change straws. It's good when it's really fresh. It's kind of terrible when it's not fresh. It's kind of soggy. Not the greatest. Maybe I'll save that for later. Anyways, yeah, no, I think it went well today. I think I got some valuable insight. I met a couple new people, friendly people. It's good that they were friendly. And yeah, I think basically what it come down to is that it should be a little bit wider, it should be a little bit longer, it should be a little bit taller. But I tried to make this thing more transportable, but then I was talking to one gentleman and he was saying, well, it should be the size of a car. And I don't disagree with him. I think that's a great idea. You make it the size of a car and then you can just park it into a parking spot, you know, and you're taking up that parking spot. You're not just kind of like, you know, half in the spot and half taking up the spot and then somebody pulls up beside you. Or like say if you're driving down the road, you're taking up the entire lane, and you can be seen. You're not just kind of like a bike. You know, you ever try like following a bike and you're like, oh, I can maybe make it by. With, you know, a shelter the size of a car that's made completely out of cardboard, that's self-propelled, you don't need, you know, you don't need licensing, you don't need insurance, because it is a bike. You could pretty much travel anywhere with it, and yeah, take up a parking space. I've definitely had better burgers. I also had some lovely ladies talking about like saving cardboard for me. Well, you don't really have to save any cardboard because it's everywhere. Literally, it's everywhere. The only kind of cardboard that I think would be really useful is having like giant cardboard, like giant fridge boxes, giant freezer boxes. Because like if you can get away with making the sidewall out of just one piece, I think you would have a better shelter than having like a joint in the middle, or I'd say like really thick cardboard. Like cardboard is like the most recycled thing I think there is ever. And in reality, they don't really get that much money to recycle it. So I'm sure people will be more than willing to donate it to a good cause. Or this stuff, which is the foam core, which ideally I think if you built an entire cabin out of foam core, you'd be laughing because it would be light, it would be insulating, it's somewhat waterproof, and yeah, you could just go with that. My original plan, my original thoughts when I was going to build a cabin was I was talking about was it Coroplast, which is the like signs, like you know how like election signs, you see them, they got that plastic, it's like corrugated plastic, and my original plan was to take like, you know, all of the parties' election signs and make myself a homeless shelter. And I thought, you know what, that'd be very poignant. It would you know, basically illustrate that it's more than just a one party problem. It's kind of like an entire government problem. The homelessness crisis. It's crazy what's currently happening. So make people aware of it and get people thinking about it and talking about it, because there is a solution to every problem, whether you know people like it or not. There is a solution to everything. Well, I think it's about time. It's about time to head for bed. It's surprising how quieter it is in here than it is outside. This cardboard's really actually doing a pretty good job at keeping the outside noises out. Such a small space, it's hard to get a tripod in here, so kind of hard to film the whole process. So I'll just kind of, where can I prop you guys? Maybe you guys can sit over here for a second. I'm gonna crawl into bed. are pretty much cozy up. You see that? I don't think I mentioned this thing. This is my little peephole. And it allows me to just kind of move my head up and I can actually see outside. It's like almost a 180-degree vantage point that way and this way, which is actually pretty cool because it's right there, like literally right there, right by your head. So when you're sleeping, if anybody's sneaking up on this side, you can see what's going on. And you got your light control, which is right beside you, which is the pack. So like I'm in pretty good shape. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It's been a busy day. So hopefully it's an uneventful night. I'm far enough back that I don't think anybody's gonna bug me, but you never know. It's happened before. Hopefully there's no riffraff. All right, well, hope everything goes well, and yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Where's the button? Where's the button? Good night. Well, it's morning, whether it looks like morning or not. Oh. Hang on. Open the door. Actually, open the window. That. Oh. There we go. Well, good morning, everybody. Oh, she's a little chilly. It's crazy how colder it is outside than it is in here. Is there anybody out there? I don't see anybody out there. Except for the loud, obnoxious trucks that go by every once in a while. Everything was pretty quiet. Oh. I think, you know what, the best part was that the bottom was cold, or not cold, it was warm. The pad that I have this thing on, it's like sitting on a thing of insulation. That's the way to go. The floor was like, it was almost like radiant flooring off the thing, and everything else was like, it was warm, like it wasn't drafty at all, which is crazy. Anyways, I think this thing is a viable solution to you know, temporary shelter, and then if you need it, like this thing. We didn't even go down. We're 76%. We didn't even. I don't even think we lost the percentage. I guess it was off. It was just in standby mode. I'm gonna get myself a coffee and drag this thing out of here. If you guys got any suggestions for you know, modifications you guys want to see on this thing, be sure to write it down in the comment section. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and join me on the next one.